What's up guys, it's your boy Dina Dunn. Haven't been as active on the YouTube as I'd like to be, but that's because I've been super busy, and one of the things keeping me busy is this house right behind me. I bought a house, and what I really did was buy a big project, and I plan on taking you guys with me on this journey of fixing this thing up because it needs a lot of work. I found the house scrolling through Zillow, and I was in the for sale by owner section, so I went ahead and called up the owner, and after asking the basic questions like how many bedrooms, bathrooms, and square footage, my next question was, will you finance it? And what I mean by that is the owner financing it to me with maybe a little down payment. And he was pretty much good with that right off the bat. I guess he was kind of expecting it with the condition that the house was in. So once he said he would be willing to finance it, I got even more interested in the house, and we chatted a little bit longer and ended up knowing the guy through a couple mutual friends of mine. So the next thing I did was come and look at the house. Now, the first time I came alone and walked into one of the bedrooms and found a camp where some squatters have been or had been even that night because it looked pretty fresh, some bottles of water and some food. So I got a little spooked and went ahead and left, contacted the owner. He said, no, you have every right to be there, so you can go back anytime you want. So this time, or the second time, I brought my dad with me. We did full inspection of crawl space, main level, and the attic. After looking at the property, I went and talked to a couple people that I trusted and I wanted their opinion, so I told them about the deal. We ran the numbers, talked through them, double checked my numbers after myself, and then I contacted the owner. We talked through some numbers and came to an agreement, and so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on the property. We'll get into the numbers a little later on because I want to show you what I've done inside. I've had the property for about a month now, and although it might not look like it in a minute, I actually have done a lot of stuff in there, and I've had a lot of people help me over here, and my dad's really encouraged me to get the videos back rolling because I think people need to see this, and I'm going to need a lot of support and encouragement on this journey because this is a big project. Let's go look inside. Now this is the back steps and the back door that I've been sitting on, and this is a whole bunch of demolition materials that we tore out last weekend. And before I show you the inside in its current state, I want to show you what we've done in the past couple weeks. Chip and join against demo day.
I ain't got nothing on y'all.
I'm dripping. Look, I just got a whole floor.
Good job.
I need you to help me put it in the bathtub.
All right. Bathroom.
Dude, I found like 20 dimes and pennies up under this floor.
Oh yeah, there's money in here already. We're already making money. That's good.
You taking this wall out?
Dean, is your hand clean?
What you gotta say, Joe?
Demo day, baby. Demo day.
You in the bathroom right now. We're getting it torn out, boys. Me and Dad spent the Saturday morning getting these joists right. When we walked in this morning, you couldn't even walk right there without the floor bowing down a little bit. Now we're doing good. We also took that cast iron pipe that was running right there. We're just gonna go ahead and replace it with a PVC pipe. We got a hole in the roof right now, but we'll get it right. Now that you've seen everything we've done, this is where we currently stand. I am standing in the kitchen right now. Looking right here is where the previous bathroom was, and then that back bedroom where the squatters were over there. They were living over there. And then at one time, someone was living under the house because I cleaned a lot of crap from under the house. But yeah, this is it. It's not a beauty. Got some materials right there. Bought the door off Facebook Marketplace. Had the toilet. Me and Harry Tornado did a little bit of swapping for some work. I did some work for him and he gave me some materials that he came upon. But this is the floor that was falling in really bad, and that was me just jumping on it, and I don't think anything shook. Feels really sturdy. One of my most recent purchases have been this DeWalt light. and it makes the world of difference over here because there's no electricity or running water over here at the moment. I'm gonna end up probably having to rewire the whole house, but that's for another video. But this is how dark it is right now, and then that is with the DeWalt light. So this was like $300 something. I don't remember the exact amount, but it was worth every penny because it's kind of hard to get work done when you can't see. So it being lit up right here makes a big difference. My main goal today was to come make this startup video and then to clean some white mold up underneath the house. So I ran by Lowe's and got what I need to get the mold off, which is gonna be vinegar and water and scrubbing it. And like I just said, there's no running water here either. So good thing I got the igloo full of water because I'm not drinking enough like I should be. When it starts to get cool out, I start not drinking as much. But to get the white mold away, I looked up a home remedy, and it was basically vinegar and water and a 50-50 mix. Spray, scrub, and the vinegar is supposed to kill the mold and stop it from growing as well. Vinegar is strong. I don't know what I was doing smelling it. Shake it up. Let's go. So when I first saw the mold, I got really scared and was like, oh crap, what is growing on the wood that's supporting the house? So I did a little bit of research and found out that it was just white mold, which isn't that bad or the worst case scenario. And basically what was causing it, if you look around the crawl space, which is very small actually, there's no venting. And there's no vapor barrier. So the moisture was just getting trapped in here. So at the end, I am gonna eventually put a vapor barrier in here and then cut some holes on that outside crawl space right here so that some air can get in here to help ventilate this crawl space. Masking up because I don't know what I'm breathing in, and I probably don't want to know. I'm just gonna put this on. So it's coming off pretty easily so far, and it doesn't seem to be staying up there. Something I keep my eye on as time goes by, as it dries, to see if there's any mold still up there. Once it dries, might take a little minute for it to dry. You can see it's still wet. But I also noticed I was doing something while scrubbing it. I was getting all the spider webs out the way. There's a lot of spider webs under here, and it's not a bad thing to get them out the way because I'll be under here a lot these next couple months, and to have them out the way will be nice. So that's a plus side to doing this. I probably could have called a mold expert out here, could have told me exactly what type of mold it was and probably treated it properly, but that probably would have cost a fortune, and we are balling on a budget on this project, so I feel pretty confident in my research and my remedy. And the one thing is, we'll be working over here for a while, so I'll be able to keep my eye on it to see if it comes back, or if I do need to take that route eventually, which I don't think I will. Oh, look at that. What type of spider is that? That's all I'm doing of that for today. This stuff has a little bit on it, but I may or may not be keeping some of these. I might try to keep some of the ones that aren't eaten all the way through or cracked, but we'll just kind of have to play that by ear. And now that I'm all good and dirty, let's go ahead and talk through the deal and the numbers of this house together. Now the numbers on this house are pretty simple. I'll try to put them up here on the screen if I can. But the purchase price was $35,000. I only put a $5,000 down payment, and I paid for all the closing costs on the deal, which was about $1,000. So I have $6,000 in it as of right now. The payments on it are $500 a month, 0 interest. So that was one of the big deals of this deal that kind of sold it to me on this, is I don't have to pay any interest on this. So I'm financing $30,000 over 5 years, which is $500 a month. So I didn't have to deal with a bank. The owner was willing to finance. You probably wouldn't have been able to get conventional financing for a house like this being not livable, which brings up another point, is that my insurance is $65 a month, which comes out to like $800 a year, a little less than $800 a year, but it's a little bit more right now because it's not livable. So once I get it to a place where it is livable, then I can call the insurance company back out here and hopefully get a better rate. And as far as my numbers go for the renovation, it's really rough. Nothing super in detail, just kind of written down on pen and paper, but I came out to about $10,000 roughly of what I would need to renovate this whole thing, and that's basically me doing all of the work. I put in a little extra for like electrical help because I'm gonna have someone that I know come out, kind of guide me through that, but I hope to do most of that. The plumbing, pretty much the plumbing is all new, at least the drain. It used to be old cast iron, which you saw I had to take the cast iron pipe out of the roof. That was a vent. Since I went ahead and tore that wall out, I'm gonna go ahead and put a PVC vent up. So all the drain will be relatively new. I'm gonna run all new PEX water lines under the house. And there's no heating and air in this house, which is no problem because I'm in that trade or in that industry. So I plan on doing mini splits throughout the house. And then another big seller on this house is that the roof was brand new, or at least within like a couple years. So it should be good for at least 20-30 years. Pretty simple numbers, not bad for my first time deal. The biggest sellers on this was the owner financing, because I wouldn't have been able to deal with a bank. The roof is relatively new, and then the 0 interest. I wanted to show you guys a little ride through, a little mile or half mile before I get to the house. Look, that's a newly renovated house right there. They want a lot of money for it. There's another house for sale right here that needs to be renovated. Then there's a big nice one on the corner. Looks like a family or so lives there. One of the things that I guess made me even feel better about the deal was I see a lot of gentrification coming out this way. There's a brand new Starbucks 5 minutes away. There's Walmart. There's multiple restaurants. So I see a lot of growth in the area, which made the deal make even more sense. And then this is me pulling up to the house. I'm leaving it kind of overgrown for right now in the front, just to keep it low key. And then I'm working out the back here. You can see the big crack in my windshield. I'll come back here and then back my truck up. So far I haven't had much activity over here. Did get one walker upper from the neighborhood wanting to do some work, and I just told him I'd let him know, and didn't really give him any more details other than that. There's my crawl space door, and that's how it's gonna stay. Put them new hinges on it. I'm gonna paint it white, and then I put a lock on it because I had people living under there, so I didn't want anybody up under there. So I know there's a lot going on in here right now, and it's kind of hard to break down everything that I want to do and that I'm going to do, but the main thing for me right now is to get this structure right, and then after that I want to do the whole rewiring of the house. And then after that, I don't really know, I don't really want to think after that, but you also have to think logically in a way. You don't want to put all the walls up and the drywall up and then need to get back behind the wall where the drywall is, have to take the drywall down. But I've thought through it, and getting the structure was my main thing because you really couldn't do anything without that. Sorry I've been gone from the YouTube for so long. Definitely hasn't been from a lack of content. I've been busy, been doing a lot of things, just haven't been videoing, which I could have videoed it all, but I didn't, and now we're here. in this house, and there's a lot of content within this house, and I plan on videoing most of it, if not all of it, for you guys. Shout out to everyone who's been supporting me for a really long time. I really appreciate it. And if you're new, welcome to this journey with me. I invite you to come along and just experience it. I think it's going to be a wild ride, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I think it'll be worth it. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.